Welcome into episode 27 of the Ultimate Die League podcast. I'm your commissioner, Troy Costa, here with your founders of the UDL, Brendan Schmerda DeAndrade and Fabiano Rosa.
What's good, my boys and girls?
Coming at you with a different scene today. Not in the pod studio, not in the backyard. We're in the car, we're in the truck, having a little sesh and bringing you a little podcast.
Just talking a little bit about that, you know.
So, tourney 6, one of the best tourneys. We say it a lot, but I really mean it this time. Like, really one of the best tourneys we've had in a while.
We said it. A lot of people
Great
look
tourney.
like their old self. Like,
and people were saying it throughout the day, like, yo, this is one of the funnest tourneys we've had. Like, this shit is the smoothest tourney. Like, and it was 20 teams, so you'd think that might be one of the less smooth.
Too.
Weather was prime. Sun wasn't too much of an issue.
Nah, because it kept going away. The shades, the clouds kept coming.
Yeah, it was a good tourney. Shout out Umbi for hosting, and once again,
shout out Umbi.
Once again, the home field advantage gets Umbi and B Guy the dub. He has a fantastic track record at his house.
Yeah, he does.
I think he's been to. We've had 5 tourneys at his house. He's been to 4 of those finals. And I think he's only been to 4 finals, so that's just.
But I feel like he knows, like,
that's his spot.
The position,
nice home cooked
where
meal.
to play, like how to dodge the sun.
I mean, we used to play at Norwood at our crib. I definitely felt better there.
Though, so
yeah, how about that?
True.
They won their first game, and then they ran into Lang and J Rich in the second game, and they got
the record against them is.
That's getting up there. That rivalry is crazy. But they lost that game, good game, and that was their last loss. They ran off 7 straight wins to go 8-1 on the day.
Yeah, congratulations to them.
Nah, they balled the fuck out because, you know, shout out to Cameron Roach too. They put together a great run.
It does. It happens. To
Didn't
the best
lose.
Of us.
You know, went all the way to the finals without losing, and then unfortunately they lost 2 in a row to Big Arnumby. But shout out to Cameron Roach too.
I feel like
work.
sometimes it's because like you're waiting for so long. Sometimes you're cooling off.
And they're hot.
Me and JT, we know that feeling.
Y'all know that feeling.
That was a crazy finals. I didn't see, as good as Big Arnumby were playing. Cam and Roach were playing lights out. I didn't think they were gonna lose. I didn't see them losing 2 in a row.
The whole day.
I mean, I didn't see them losing 1. So yeah, that was
Cam
surprising.
Was very confident the whole day. He knew it.
That was surprising. Cam came up to me again and told me like, "Yo, like, I feel good today," and I'm like, "Facts, bro, you're playing good." So like, definitely. I mean, shout out to them. They had a good day too. But yeah. A lot of good teams.
The scoring was up. There's a lot of guys scoring. They're like Rochi particularly. We'll get into the stats in a bit. But Rochi was sniping today. Like, he was back to Offensive Player of the Year nominee form, like, doing what he was doing last year. I think his points per game went up, like, 0.3 in one tourney. That's
who was in the semis? Who played Big Army before the finals?
So, final 3 was
JT and Kev, right?
Torres and Kev.
Yeah, JT
Torres and another
Kev,
great tourney. I
Shout
was saying it going into the tourney.
I thought my light skin boy was going to go back to back. I really thought at one point.
Going into the tourney, I was saying Kev's the hottest player in UDL right now because he had gone from the last tourney, All-Star tourney, winning it with Denal. Tourney before that, winning it with Torres. Man's coming off a 2-tourney stretch. He's playing the best die in UDL.
He's balling. He's the hottest player.
And he really wasn't. He wasn't any slower. He wasn't any less hot this tourney. It's just they had some battles. Their 2 losses were good games that they just the dice were just Bigar and Umbi bounce backs and the usual.
I'm not gonna lie, Bigar and Umbi, obviously we know the first tourney of the year that didn't officially count for the books. But I said it in our last podcast that I thought this winner was gonna be someone who already won before. Like I felt like it was gonna be like a Cam. That's why I thought Cam Roach was gonna win, because I felt like they were gonna get their second. Because you know how that pattern goes. I like people win their first and they get their second.
Thanks.
So shout out to JT and Kev, Cam and Roach for staying in there after having their success, and they still in the damn like top 3. So that's fire, bro. Like keeping that level of play up for a couple tourneys. So I feel like a couple people probably thought they were gonna fall off. Like, oh, ain't no way JT and Kevin getting that far again. Ain't no way Cam and Roach getting that far that quick again, and they did. So it's fire.
It was an interesting tourney when you look at some of the big names that weren't around late in the tourney. I think this was the first time in UDL history when both teams played that we saw Lang and J Rich and Rocco and Zill both not finishing in the final 5. That's unprecedented, and that shows
like
how
you said,
good
that it was a good
the rest of
tourney.
the league
Facts.
is.
It was a
I mean,
good-
Joe
it was a good day.
and Denal were balling. You feel me? You and Ty were balling. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Reno and Brandon were balling.
there was...
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the teams won like 1 and 2.
Darling and Andrew were
good
back.
team.
Darling and
Andrew
Andrew
made his return, and he was
made it
back.
pretty far, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, bro.
It was some good performances. Fourth place, like you said, Joe and Denal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Joe and Denal, their first
Yeah.
time ever teaming together somehow.
I thought they were gonna go far too, like watching
They were
like, those
nice.
games when they were playing.
They're playing nice.
Yeah.
It's
playing
crazy
nice
how
together.
they started with a ass whooping. Like, shout out Denal, you're my boy, but we spanked them boys.
You
7-1.
know what it was in that first game, too?
That's why I even thought.
When
Like,
you
I
played
saw
them,
like
Troy?
because I walked away from that game when I came back. It was like already over. I'm like shit.
It was quick.
It was
I
a
felt
quick
like
game.
Joe wasn't warmed up.
No, it was Denal in that game.
Cause like, but I didn't. How many FIFAs
Throwing names
did Joe
out
have
there.
on
It was
the?
Denal.
yeah,
He'll be the
shit
first
together.
to admit it. He's probably
No, on
like,
the day. How many FIFAs Joe have?
kicked.
Yeah,
I don't have it up yet.
cause Joe is usually like. I remember I saw him in the All-Star tourney kicking dummy FIFAs. So I was expecting Joe to come with Denal, and like Denal never really like. Denal don't kick FIFA, so I'm like, yo, Joe's about to have dumb FIFAs today. I thought Joe was probably gonna be like top 3 in FIFAs. I feel like if he was on with his foot, they definitely probably would have made it further low key. Joe, I'm not talking about Joe throwing, Joe catching. I'm talking about his kicks.
But even, so he had 4 Fiefs on the day.
Yeah, like Joe.
Not bad.
Joe's a guy who can have like 8, 11, bro, low key. Like Joe's like that. So.
4 Fiefs on the day for Joe.
Facts.
But after that first game, like I said, that we beat them 7-1.
Yeah.
They won their next 5 straight.
That's
They ended up going farther than us. We went Final 5. They went Final 4.
Yeah, that's nasty.
After that, they beat Little Beretti and his partner. They beat Tim and Dylan, a couple rookie teams, except Little Beretti. He ain't a rook, but his partner. And then they beat Rocco and Zill. They beat Reno and
time.
Brandon. And they beat Lang and J. Rich.
Big time.
That's a
big
nice-
time wins.
That's some big wins in there.
Big time wins.
Yep.
That's
Shout
not
out
an
the
easy
new
road.
team that came through.
Facts. Shout out everyone that came through for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh,
You
yeah,
guys
those
definitely got
The new
potential
rookie
in the
team.
league.
Hopefully they come back.
You guys,
They have potential. Some of
Absolutely.
them are learning. Hey,
yeah, you're
Always.
only gonna get better.
exactly.
Just think of it like that. Like you're only gonna get better. Don't think of it as
everybody's been there. Like they didn't know the rules.
yeah. Don't think of it
They know
as
the
you know
players.
like I'm supposed to come here and ball out because like Fabi said, there's a lot of teams that done came here, went 0-2, and then come back and you know they end up winning the title. So don't feel discouraged by your record. Just have fun and come back and. You know what I'm saying? Keep working on your craft, bro. Just throw that shit as much as often. You just keep getting better.
There's a good amount of rooks. We had like 6 rookie teams.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the best performance out of the rooks, I would say, was Coco and Waylon. Coco and Waylon, those are
I didn't get to watch any of their
Rocco's
games,
buddies.
but I
Yeah,
already
nah,
know
yeah,
that they
they-
play die.
They played real
They
good.
beat us.
I know they
beat
played. I didn't get
Yeah,
to watch
they
the
played
games.
real good.
Unfortunately, I didn't.
Coco is making some snags. He's
Yeah.
following right in the footsteps of Rocco Cam of big boys can move.
And he,
big
I
boys
know,
can
and the
move.
crazy part,
that
he-
guy make.
He was
got
playing so
range.
close to the table too, but he was just moving so quick that he was making the plays.
No,
And Waylon was solid too. Like he had some nice close to the body catches, some bobbles. That he was a bobble guy. He would get the first one up in the air,
Yeah.
catch it on the second one. Not a lot of guys have that concentration.
That's a good way to
shout out
stick
Coco
with it.
and Waylon.
Facts.
First appearance. I heard they are excited to come back. 7 and 8.
Those people play like
So,
that, and it works.
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see one of them or both of them even sneak on the Rookie of the Year ballot this late in the year if they come back 2 in a row.
Yeah.
We know how I don't want to say weak, but like small this rookie class is this year. It's a small rookie class. We don't have too many. Darling's kind of been running away with it. So some of these other rooks that made their appearance could really make a mark as big
Like,
to
yo, they gotta
And
make
not
sure
even
for the
the
next
Rookie
one.
of the Year ballot.
not even just the rookies who even been coming consistently. Like even if you're coming consistently too, like you still got a chance to be the Rookie of the Year. So like
You do.
just think of it as I got 2 more tourneys. Those are my 2 opportunities to try to go as far as I've gone so far. Or maybe just add to my resume, you know what I'm saying? And make sure that you're on there for that nominee at least. So 2 tourneys, you could do a lot. And for playoffs too, any of those teams that are on the edge for the playoffs or maybe don't even have any playoff points, you come through, make a top 3 or you make a finals or you make 2 top 3s, some shit like that. Like you could be close. So you know what I mean, it's not the end of the road yet. 2 tourneys, you get a lot of points and a lot of credit for awards too.
Thanks.
So 4th place was Joe and Denal. 5th place starts with me and Ty. Our 3rd straight Final 5
You guys
appearance.
been playing good. Yeah, you guys been playing great together. Actually.
Bro, you guys are clicking.
I feel that too, but at the same time, each tourney, it's like we get 1 point, we get 3 points. We're at
You
5.
guys, I know you guys
We're
look
still
like you guys
on the
like,
outside looking in
getting
playoff
there,
wise,
but
but
then
I don't know
don't
what it
finish,
is.
you just don't
Yeah,
otherwise.
it's just
Well,
those last
how many
2
points
games.
does the 8 seed have?
6.
Let's go over the seeds. Do you have them
Yeah.
on your phone? Because I feel like a lot of these teams might have a player that's on 2.
The
Have we
first seed,
cut those out yet?
It's on my phone, but I can try to. Actually, my notes might be linked up to my laptop. Give me 1 sec. I think
Go off the top of your head. First seed is Lincoln J.
J.
Rich.
Rich.
Second seed is
Second seed is
Cayman
now
Roach.
Torres and Kev.
Torres and Kev. Third seed, Cayman
Third
Roach.
seed, I think, is Cayman Roach.
Fourth seed, Rocco and Zell.
5th seed, we got Bigar and Umbi.
Beyond me.
After that, they got 15 points, and that's all they needed to be
Yep.
5th seed. The 6th seed is Joe and Darling.
Joe
From
and
their
Darling.
second place finish they had.
Ooh, okay.
The 7th seed is JT and Beretti.
JT and
From the
Beretti.
couple runs they had early in the
They
season.
did. They had a little
They had a
run.
nice little
Yep.
run at the start. Maybe
How many
turns
points
3
they
and
got?
4. They got, I want to say 8 points.
Like 8. And then,
And then the 8th
Eight
seed is
seed.
Denal and Mark.
so Denal,
with 6
and
points.
Mark. with
And then
6
right
points.
behind that is me and Ty with 5. And then Darling and Andrew with 3.
Yeah.
And Denal and Mark with 3.
Dude,
So
all
like,
it takes is one
all
time.
those, a couple
Not
of those
Denal and Mark,
partnerships.
Denal and Joe.
No. Yes, you're
What
right.
you meant to say,
Denal and
right?
Joe. Yep. So a lot of repeat partners in there. I've got like those 4 names. Shit's going down between Darling,
Darling
Joe,
and
Denal,
Denal.
Mark, Andrew. Like,
I'm telling
not
you,
all of
this
those
is
guys are going to
What
be in the
I
playoffs, but
think
a lot
is
of them will be.
what I think my prediction, you know what I'm saying, like my advice I should say is that Joe and Darling should link up because it looks like, you know, that's Joe's best chance of making the playoffs. And, you know, I know Darling wants to play with Andrew, so obviously stick with Andrew. But like
So
when it
which
gets
one-
this close, if Troy,
Which
if
one
you
is
and
it?
I want him to go with Joe because you want to solidify your spot because Troy
Yeah, by
can
this
sneak
point, you
in.
just wanna
Denal
pick
and
whatever,
Mark
like,
can
the points
sneak
you
in.
got.
And there's so many teams that can sneak in. You kind of want to build off what you got so you can maybe get at, like 1 or 2 points is a lot. If you're like on that 7-8, bro. If you can at least get like 1-2 points, so like
Yes,
I don't know.
How many turns do we have before?
We got 2 more, and then
more turns,
playoffs.
right?
So 2
Okay.
more chances.
how many points does Joe and Darling have?
Joe and Darling have 10 points?
10, right? Yeah, so 10 might be enough to stay in it though.
Unless you have some of these
All
teams.
it takes is one tourney.
Exactly. There's some teams that could make a finals run that don't have points or have 1 point, and that would put them over. Like 5 and 9.
But it would have to be 2 teams. I think. Like these last 2 turns would have to be people that ain't been in the finals, and then that would really fuck shit up. Like if it ain't Linga, if it ain't Rocco, if it ain't Cayman Roach,
Torres.
if it ain't that top 4 or 5 that we said that had like 15 or above.
Yeah.
If the 15 or aboves don't fucking make the finals, then shit can shake the fuck up. Like, real bad. Like, yeah. For sure. Like, it could get crazy. And that's interesting, you know? So that's why these tourneys are the best. Like, I feel like I was loving it when JT and Kev did that run they had to make the finals to push them into the playoffs.
we've seen
Kearney and
Kearney and AJ did it.
and AJ also did it. So like it's nice to see teams clutch it out too.
That's what me and Ty got to do now, because right now we're on the outside looking in, so we got to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is big for y'all.
Because you guys know you guys can do it. You guys been playing good together.
We don't think we
big
can
for
grab. We
y'all.
think we can actually win a tourney. Like,
How's Mark? Have you spoke to Mark? Is he gonna be able to make these last 2
I haven't
tourneys?
talked to
'Cause
Mark
that'd be
about
interesting
7
too.
and 8.
Mark and Denal come back and make a run, or you and Ty make a
because
run.
Mark
That'd
and
be
Denal
interesting.
are in the playoffs right now.
Exactly. So they want to make a run.
They need it. I think you're right. I think you hit decline on that real quick. He's gonna be pissed. I think
It's y'all two.
I think Joe and Darling should team up, and I think Denal and Mark should team up for the rest of the season, because those 2 teams are in the playoffs now. If they each just
that's
grab
what I'm
a couple
saying. They
more
gotta
points
run
here
it.
and
They
there,
gotta run it.
they can just stay their
They
spot.
gotta get with that partner they have points with and run it.
Straight up, like that's what I'm pretty saying.
That's
Like,
what you
but
gotta
sometimes
do.
you gotta think though, like, what if you don't have like, you played better with somebody else,
Facts.
but you feel like your new partner, like you have a
that's
better
that's just your
chemistry,
guy.
like, you're doing better.
Yeah, closer.
Maybe you
whatever.
just want to like write it out, but
Because
it's risky though.
I know for sure that Andrew and Darlin, they're a legit partnership. Darlin did not expect to have to play with Joe before the season started. He wasn't coming into the season thinking playing with Joe. So I know what you're saying there. It's like you got a guy you come into the season wanting to play with. You play with him. Maybe he misses a turn, then you just end up getting points with somebody. I could fuck shit up too.
What's interesting is I feel like Darling is the one that wants to keep running with Joe. Darling, if it was up to him and Joe would have been playing together at least the last 3 turns already.
Okay.
It's Joe that I don't know if he's not sold on Darling. I don't think it's that. I think Joe just has that Newton blood. He's trying to win a tourney with. First, he was trying to win it with Pat. Obviously, that's his partner. Yeah. And then Denal, as soon as Denal didn't have Mark for the day, it was a no-brainer for Joe because those two guys were supposed to play originally very first tourney, like debut. Yeah. They're the 2 top dogs in Newton, according to them. I don't know if Pat and Mark would have a word with that, but according to them, Joe and Denal, them top dogs in Newton. So the 2 of them were going to team up and play UDL last year. Denal couldn't make it. Joe played with Pat. They went on a big run. They were electric, so then they ran the rest of the season.
I mean, another team to talk about too is JT and Beretti, man. Like, you know, like you said, Reno and Brandon.
A lot of potential.
There's a lot of teams. You know, I think. You know, there's so many good players in the league, so like you never know who's gonna win.
Yeah, Reno and Brandon been looking real nice. They get 2 wins every tourney. Every tourney.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens there though. Like, it looks good, but then they just take 2 L's. Back to back.
It's tough sometimes.
That's how it goes.
The teams you get to. Sometimes the teams you play are just the guys that end up in the finals or some shit like that. So it's like you run into the boys, like the best teams. So
you guys had a good game with them.
Yeah, we did. We went to OT.
That went to 11, I think, right?
Yeah, they beat us 11-10.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Or 11-9. I forgot. It was something like that.
I think it was 11-9. That was a great game.
Facts.
It went back and forth.
Yeah,
you guys made a 3-point comeback.
We had good games.
I don't like
you guys are looking nice.
Dude, like, we have good games, but then after a little while, I don't know like what happens that we just start like making stupid mistakes, like easy catches.
Yeah.
And we just, I don't know, we can't finish. Yeah, but we're looking good though. This is the first season like we really got back. We started playing.
Oh, thanks.
Like hopefully like next year we're a little like more loose. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all just gotta get more reps.
Exactly,
because
moving like playing a little more.
Like you said, you guys look good. It's just like those small little mistakes that happen is probably just because like you haven't been playing dive every day anymore. Like you haven't been to the tourneys, every single tourney. Like the more reps you get, the better you're gonna get. Like your next tourney is gonna be better than your last tourney. Cause you guys, like you said, you guys are coming back to the league trying to make some noise. So I know Monday, you guys both played last year too, but like still like
we'll definitely be back.
Yeah.
Monday didn't play too much last year.
He played 2 tourneys.
Did I though? I didn't play that.
He played 2 tourneys. Fabi played like 2 or 3 tourneys.
Remember you and JT? There's some cool partnerships that some people probably wouldn't even know. The Fab and JT used to be a factor.
Fennell and Zilly.
Mazzilli and Fennell used to be a factor.
Everyone's favorite is D Hall and Rocco.
Everyone's favorite.
No, to like bring up like old partners. That's the one that everyone probably knows.
People probably don't know that Rocco made his UDL debut with Al Freeman.
I wasn't even gonna say that.
My guy Banks, bro, Rocco into the league. He introduced him to the league. That's crazy.
There's been a lot of crazy partners. Ty and Monday.
They used to be a
throwback
every turn.
Zell's played with a lot of people, honestly.
There's people ready and Moody.
Zell's played with a lot of people, yeah.
No one's played with more people than Ty in his career. Ty's played with everybody.
Ty?
Oh, yeah. I think he's ripped like 12 partners now, maybe 11.
12?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he got a UDL record. We need to look that up.
We can go through them.
Ty got a UDL record if it's 12.
Commande, Lucas Corboy.
Yeah.
Me, JT Bain, Jay Davern, Reno, J-Lar, Liam Madden, Johnny Haas. There's 9 right off the bat. and I didn't really think that hard on it. That's 9 quick.
Can we count all-stars too?
If we count all-stars, it's way up there. But
I was just thinking, count regulars.
I was just thinking regular
Did he
season.
ever play with Zilly?
He didn't play with Zill. That might be it though, 9. But that's a big number.
You played with a lot of people.
I'm probably at 8 or 9.
You played with a lot of people. Who else played with a lot of? Zill played with a lot of people.
Fabi's played with a good amount.
Fennell.
Not too many though.
Nah, Fabi's like five. There's a lot of people with Fabi's number. Like 5 or 4. I feel like there's a lot of people with like 4 or 5. Like low key, like that shit just happens. Don't feel bad at home if you're around 4 or 5. You're hovering around there. That we could name like at least 10
Don't feel bad
names.
whatever your number is. It's just,
Yeah.
It happens. You play with people.
But that just means that you care. You know what I mean? Like no matter who you're playing with, you're gonna be here and you're getting it in. Like that shows Ty's determination. Like no matter who was in that yard, no matter who Ty's partner was, he was playing die at UDL. So that definitely shows you're dedicated to die. You're not missing nothing.
That's a fact. I got the stats here from last tourney. Who do you think led the tourney in points?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
I already know.
You do?
Who led the tourney in points?
I told you.
It wasn't Cam. Was it Cam? No.
It was Umbi.
Yep. Umbi had 23 points on the tourney.
Then Kev Denellen
And then
Roach.
Sean Roach with 20.
Yeah, Roach and Kev.
No, Roach had 12. Roach didn't have the biggest scoring tourney. Bigar was third with 18. Cam, 17. Denal, 15.
Yeah.
Me, Joe, Reno, and how about this name with 13? Commande.
Commande,
Commande
okay.
in 3 games,
Commande
13
went deadly.
points.
I'm
Man,
telling
he
you.
had that one
yeah.
game with 8 points.
But
Monday's
bro,
toss was on.
Crazy.
He started off the game carrying him.
Monday's
But
toss
then
was
you had a
on.
game, the game you guys won, you had like 5 out of those points out of the 7.
Yep.
So you guys took turns
Yeah.
having some nice scoring.
That's a
Yeah,
lot
I'm
of
telling you,
points.
we're coming back. Don't
You
sleep
guys
on me
still
for
got 2
Monday.
tourneys,
Exactly.
2 chances.
We're making it into that watch. We're gonna be the sleeper
You got it. You just
team
got to
coming
make it to
in.
the finals, bro. And you're solidified.
I said it. All you need is one tourney.
Yeah.
Just got to make it to the finals.
For the FIFAs kicked on the day, it was Umbi once again in first with 10 FIFAs on the day.
I could have guessed that one, too.
Yeah, they're deadly with the FIFA.
Tied
I
in
guess that
second
one
was
too.
me and Cam with 7 FIFs each.
And then,
I think that's my
okay,
most.
commish.
Yeah, I think that's my most. FIFs
And then
I've
we
had in
got
my
Rocco and Torres.
team. Nope, you got Joe at 4. You got Joe at 4. You got Torres at 3.
Wow.
And then a bunch of guys with 2.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Surprising. Shout out to the boys.
Only 3 plunks on the day.
2 plunks in the first 2 rounds. Or
Yeah.
3 rounds or so.
Happened
Like,
early in the
well, not 3 rounds. My fault. First 3 games in the first round.
Yeah, we had a Roach
There was
plunk
2
early.
plunks.
A Roach plunk in the first game. And then
And
we
a
had-
Dave Cooper.
and then a Dave Coop plunk in,
the second game.
Like his first game.
Yeah.
And then the very last toss of the day, an Umbi bounce plunk
Yeah.
to win the finals. That was
Yeah.
pretty lit.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the way to go out. If you
That
gonna
shit
lose,
was
fuck it. You lose on a bounce
crazy.
plunk, fuck
Yeah,
it.
that shit was crazy.
Yeah,
Did not
there's
see
nothing
that
you can
coming.
do with that.
Yeah. That sucks.
Especially on a bounce plunk.
You just watch, like, when you're playing, you're just watching that shit bounce right into you. Like, fuck. Like, I should have caught it. Maybe try catching it or something, but.
Diving plays. Not too many diving plays today. Denal led it with 10, which I guess that's a pretty huge
That's a
number.
lot. Shout out to Nam.
Umbi right there with 8. Roach, Cam, Lang, Reno, and Zill all with 6. And then lastly, let's check who wasn't throwing any self points.
Umbi.
Denal had 0. Cam, actually, I'm looking at same sides only.
Oh.
Denal had 0. Cam 0. Lang 0. Reno 0. Zill 0. Joe, Kev, Torres. Wow. Not a lot of
A lot of
saves.
zeros.
But FIFA's is really where it's tough to not throw a FIFA toss. We had Joe, JT, Reno, Jay Davern, Beretti, and a bunch of the rooks, and Darling.
Nice.
Shout out to the guys not throwing self
Facts,
points because
being
that is
accurate.
That's
tough.
huge on the game.
Accuracy.
Too.
That's tough.
It's not easy.
That's how most of the people like lose their games.
I was gonna say that's probably the hardest part of the game, but in order for you to be accurate on your toss, in my eyes, I feel like you just have to not think about it. Like, just keep throwing the dice. You can't control the bounces. Once you try to think about the bounces and maybe you like change where you're standing.
Yeah, once you try to like switch it up.
Stand from the same place and just throw the dice and rely on that die to just bounce the right way. Because once you start thinking about it, that's when you start overthrowing and shit like that. So once you find the table, just stay there. And you'll be alright.
Y'all trying to hear the total stats? Some people have been hitting me up asking
Total
how they
stats?
can view the season stats.
Yeah, definitely.
And I apologize, I haven't been updating the website. It's a
yeah.
grind to update that stats page. I got to upgrade to a new website because
It's a lot of work.
I'm very limited
Nice.
to what I can do. I got to manually insert each one by one. If I want to change it, I got to delete the row, add a row. It's like a...
Yeah, just think
It
about it
ain't
like
easy.
it's a list, and he's gonna have to take a name out, you know what I mean, and do the whole, bump
But-
everything up.
As soon as the season ends, you'll see it. And I'll
what
continue
you
to
usually
drop
do it
on
too.
Instagram like I do. I'll do the top 10 in each category so you guys can see the top 10s at least. But
Nice.
I apologize. Real stats will be out soon. But nonetheless, I'll announce what we got for points. It's a battle. It's been going back and forth all season between Lang and
Back
J
and
Rich.
forth.
And
Yeah.
once again, it swapped spots. Lang has 76, J Rich 75 after
Fine
turning
point.
6. It's crazy how it's working out like that.
And then there's a lot of people that are on this list though. It's
Jay
a
Rich
good
is
list.
sick of it. He finally wants it.
Yep. J Rich has never been this close in points.
And you
for
got
Lang.
who? You got Rocco.
Third is Rocco with 69.
Yep.
Kev.
Kev.
Is fourth with 66, and Roach in fifth with 63. And then to round out
Still
the top
close.
10,
Yep.
it's Cam in sixth with 59, Zilly in seventh with 53, Baretti in eighth, 52, and then Ty and Justin Torres tie for the 9 and 10 spot with 50
Okay,
points.
Nice.
My guy Ty in the top 10.
Alright.
Come on now, talk to me nice.
Talk to me nice.
Points per
Wait,
game.
what are they tied for?
50
Total
points.
points.
10.
Oh, yeah.
Ninth,
Yeah, 10,
nine.
yeah.
They're tied for 9th.
No.
FIFA's kicked. No, sorry, points per game. In first is Umbi after a monster
Hey,
turn.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
up
that
to,
was crazy.
he's up to
went nutty.
2.65
He went
points
nutty.
per game to lead the UDL. Second is Kev with 2.64. Man's been consistently at the top of that leaderboard
He was at
all
the top
season.
for the
He was at the top for a while,
the
while
whole- yeah.
Umbi was technically ineligible for the per game
'Cause they
leaderboard. You
had to
gotta
get
play in half
a
to
certain
be
amount of
eligible.
tourneys. Yeah.
And now that he's hit that 3 out of 6 spot, he was always up there in points per game. So it was only a matter of time
He's
for
just
him
because
to
of the
get in there.
games.
The games.
Now that he's
Yeah.
played 3 tourneys out of 6 tourneys,
Tourneys,
he's
yeah.
in there, and he'll probably play in all of them for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So expect Umbi in all these leaderboards
For sure.
moving forward.
He's just gonna keep climbing too.
Exactly.
If he repeats what he did last week, he's
That'll
gonna be in the top
That'll
5.
be a monster day
Yeah,
again.
if he does that again, he'll be in the top 5.
Umbi could slowly put himself in a couple award races if
Good.
he continues to play the way he played last tourney. That was
Played
like
very
that
well.
might have been
And he's
as
very consistent
perfect
with it,
of
too.
a-
Well around.
as perfect of a tourney as I've seen.
Like he's diving, he's grabbing die that you shouldn't grab. He's freaking covering a lot of distance, kicking FIFAs, scoring points. He's just doing everything you can do in die. So
Yeah.
I feel like there's not anything that Umbi didn't do well. Is what I'm saying. But Bigar also very fundamental. He makes great catches too and comes in clutch.
Yeah, Bigar had a few fiefs last tourney too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, first Umbi, second Kev, literally 0.01 point difference. 2.65, 2.64. Third is Joe Espenshade, who's now hit the 3 out of 6 mark. So he's in the running for per game leaderboards. He's at 2.61. So 3 of those
So
guys
they're
are
very close.
battling for the scoring
Yeah.
title for per game. To round out the top 5 is Baretti's 2.48 and Cam's 2.36. Following
Nice.
that, rounding out the top
Some
10,
shooters.
you got Rocco and Reno, tied for 2.3. Bigar tied for Bigar at 7 with 2.29. Ty and Kamande tied for 2.28,
Okay, come on,
and
hey.
Rochi in the 10 spot with 2.25.
Love to see that.
Yeah,
So a lot of different names in the per game category.
Monday.
What are you looking for?
Right on your lap.
The light
Shout out my guy Monday, man. He's been making a great like showing for himself.
Making a
this
nice
season.
comeback
Yeah.
season.
I would say it's a comeback for
He
us.
came out of nowhere.
This year, it's a comeback for us.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
We
I
wanted,
thought he
we
was
wanted to
done.
see what we could still do. You know what I'm saying? This is
And I
like,
thought Monday might have been
Try.
done too.
I had a feeling you'd be back. I wasn't sure with who, but I thought Monday might have been done
Yeah.
after his spotty appearances last year. He showed up twice at the beginning of the year. Oh no, once at the start of the year, once at the end of the year, and that was it. So seeing him back full time has been nice.
Nice.
And I knew you'd be back, but yeah, you're back full swing.
Hell yeah.
And you're gonna see the recap coming out soon.
Like really, the only tourney. I think I only missed one tourney, right? I think it was either 1 or 2. I really just couldn't make it.
Yeah,
just,
this season,
yeah.
Like a wedding or some shit.
Like the boys are back. Now we just got to get some of those other Bridgewater boys back. With Ronnie, Shazo.
Yeah, where y'all at? Where y'all
Bert,
at?
fly back over from Zona, Bert. We need
Where y'all at?
I miss some of those guys.
Yeah, facts. We
You know what I mean?
need to see Bert,
Jessman, Scott, and Drew.
Fucking baskets. Fucking.
There's way too many.
Who's baskets?
There's way too many people to name, really.
Who's baskets? What's that kid's name?
Why'd you do that on the podcast?
Fuck, my bad. I'm baked.
Why would I say baskets if I knew his name?
Baskets is. I'm picturing his face. That's all I need. I got his face. Marty, bang.
Marty.
All right, it's quick. That was done. All right, plunks on the season is Kev with 4.
Okay.
So Kev second in points per game, first in plunks with 4.
Well, he plunked damn near in every turn he's played in. Like, it's crazy. Like, he's just a plunk monster.
He's a shooter.
Like, he's just plunking. Like, when he plunks, like, expect a bang. You know what I'm saying?
There's 3 guys that have 3 plunks on it. One of them being Roach, one of them being Ty. And can you tell me the third one?
Third
Roach
one?
just snapped me right as I said his name. That's some weird shit right there, yo. That's crazy.
I've seen it.
I know who it is.
It's not Beretti.
I know who it is.
Who is it?
Dave Cooper.
Ding, ding, ding. Dave motherfucking Cooper with 3 plunks.
Dave Cooper been plunking.
Including one last turn. And if you want to count All-Star into the mix, you want to throw the Rising Stars, he got 4 of the season. My guy, Dave, has been sniping, bro.
Damn.
Don't sleep on Dave, son.
Cool.
TC balling too. Shout out TC. TC fucking balling, bro. TC is balling, bro.
TC heard the slander we put on his name in the offseason. He heard me say, Tom is statistically the worst UDL player of all time.
Yeah.
I love the guy, but he did have the worst season ever.
He
heard that shit. He said,
man,
fuck you, Tom. He went crazy this year. Like, the wins are just starting to come, the last 2 appearances he's made. But the style of play that he's elevated
know what
to
TC
is
stands for?
All day.
All day.
All fucking day.
All day. Come on,
Shout out, Lang. Self-point percentage. This is my favorite category. It really tells who is sniping. And when you really look at some of these names, you can tell why some of these guys win tourneys.
And it's not even just sniping. It's like, who's in the zone?
Consistent sniping.
Who's in the zone? Because when you're in the zone and you're just throwing the die, you're like, yeah.
You know you're not going to miss.
Like, yo, who's in the zone, like, all the time? Like, if you're leading in this, you're in the fucking, like, you're in the zone, dog. You're a great offensive player.
First is that name we said is going to be popping up a lot more, Umbi.
Yeah, he's in the zone.
0.24 points, self-points per game, which is insane. That leads it. Second is Denal, my former partner,
Locked in, dialed in.
Self-points per game.
Shout out to Denal. I've been hearing his name a lot on these lists, man.
Third is our defensive player of the year, Jay Rich, 0.29 point self-points per game. Fourth is Joe with 0.39. Fifth, Bigar, 0.43. Fifth, tied actually for fifth, is Langa and Bigar with 0.43.
Okay.
So there's Lang and Jay Rich. If you ever wonder, like, you're watching their games, like, they don't seem like the best team here. I'm watching other teams that seem better. I don't know. You look at the self-point percentage, and you have your answer as to why they win.
They don't beat themselves.
They do not give up points.
They don't beat themselves.
You're going to have to score 7 points on their,
and I feel like
drops.
Everyone in the yard can agree that.
You can't be giving out points, though.
The other 2 names, Bigar and Umbi, that's another team who don't, like, score against themselves. And that, like, that helps you.
Umbi and Bigar in there, too.
That helps you only be able to stay in the game longer, because if you're scoring points against yourself at the same side, giving up FIFAs, the game is just going to go by quicker, bro. You feel me? Because you're just giving up points, and the team that you're playing is probably scoring points too, because you can't catch everything. So, like,
it makes it even more impressive, honestly, when you think about some of these teams that do throw self-points a lot, like Torres and Kev, this year a Rocco Zill.
But that's
Not
how
as
you
much
know.
Zill,
That's
but
how you
like a
know
Rocco
they're
this year.
playing great defense.
That means those teams, like, how are they winning games when they're giving up so many self points? Like, those teams are locked down.
They're
defense,
playing great
right?
defense. They're not
Lockdown.
letting up points. So the only points that
Because the same
do
way
get
he
scored
gives up
on them are
points,
self
he be
points.
catching a lot.
Yeah, so if you're giving up points but you don't drop a dime, I mean, hey, I guess you saved your shit.
So I can actually say that you can back me up on this. We haven't talked awards with Fabi once. Ever. Like, awards, like right. Me and you talk about it every day about who's
The
rated
last couple
where,
days, yeah.
especially the last couple days, but we talk about it all the time. I don't think we've talked about it with you once. So
I don't think I've really talked about it.
It's too late in the season for me and Shmurda to even give insight on awards or even talk about it, but I'm genuinely curious to hear who you got for each one.
Shit, dude, it's like it's tough to tell right now because, like I said, I do have like the guys that I want to win.
Yeah.
But you can't tell because it's so fucking close right now.
It is.
Everybody's like really tied, like really. Their points, it's like
everyone's
points. It's not even a full point difference. So it's like hard to tell who is gonna win.
Not even.
There's
close.
not one award that's
The only one I really
Not
like.
one.
I'm gonna put out there because I
Except
want
Darwin.
to. Is my boy Jay Rich because I'm sick of like him like just following on Langa's like shadow.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everybody every time like
I
they
was
talk
trying to
about
see where
that
he was
team,
going.
they
Yeah, now I
talk
know where
about
you're going.
fucking
Yeah,
Lang.
facts.
I want my boy Jay Rich. Show him out. Cause he's right
Get
there.
the
Like
MVP.
we said, it's a
Jay
point.
Rich MVP.
Hell yeah.
Word.
That's the only one I want.
Jay Rich
that I really
is
want.
absolutely
Is it
in the
Jay Rich
MVP
in the
conversation.
MVP.
No, he is every
award
single
this
year. He's been in the MVP conversation since his second
Especially
season
because I do not
in
want
the
to see
UDL.
Langa on a three-peat. So.
Like, I don't think a lot of
Sorry, my
people,
boy.
if you don't know that, Jay Rich has been in the MVP conversation since
Always.
his
That's
second
the
season.
only one that I really hear. Like
Wasn't he in
I
there
know
rookie
about
year?
is the Jay Rich.
Rookie year?
Was he not?
His second season. Since his second season.
You sure?
Nah, I think the first season,
I
bro,
think
was like
rookie
nah.
year he
I
was
think
in
No,
the
the first
Nah, I
season it was
rookie year was,
the
like,
first
straight
season it
up
would have been
Lang.
Marani,
Lang and Scott. we only had three back
yeah.
then too.
Scott,
And Lang.
whatchamacallit, and Drew
And Lang.
and Lang.
Lang was in there for sure.
Yeah.
Lang's been in there for 3 years now. 4 years now.
But yeah, shout out to Jay Rich though.
I like that pick. What about your depoy then? If you know you can't win 2 awards.
That's what I'm saying.
Spoiler alert, you ain't winning 2.
Yeah.
So anyone that sees Jay Rich win depoy and thinks, he could still
Nah,
win
but
MVP.
that's what I said. That's the only one I wanted to say. It's the only one I want really is the Jay Rich to get MVP because I don't really know about like the stats on every other ones. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, but why? Like, spitball it. What comes to your head when you think depoy? That's an eye test stat.
True. It's not really about like who has the most.
It's not about
plays
most
or
diving
anything
skills. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I know. Because like if it was for me like what from the game from the plays that I watched, bro, I would love to see like Kearney in there. Cause bro, he be making some crazy plays. Like
He was in the running last year.
Rocco, Zill, like there's a lot of people like even
Yeah.
Reno, bro. Reno's been playing some crazy defense this
Facts.
year.
They all make great plays.
There's been a lot of people like that's what I'm saying. Like it's tough.
And then
to,
you
like,
got
just
guys
say
that
one
don't
people.
necessarily make those highlight plays.
Exactly, but they be making
but
the
make
plays.
every play. Like
Like
Jay
that-
Rich, Torres, Fennell. Like those guys make every play that's around them. They don't necessarily even need to make diving
And it
plays.
just
Their
doesn't really
positioning
show
is
because they're
good.
not getting like the wins.
Exactly.
But
Torres is getting Jay Rich getting the wins, but like for Fennell
some of
especially.
the people.
For Fennell especially, the wins are
Fennell's locked
translating
down.
to the way he's been playing defense this
Fennell's
season.
locked down. Cam's locked down.
but-
Fennell's
But like we
locked
said,
down.
and
so
Roach
if
are
it
one of the
wasn't
most
for,
locked
Roach
down
is locked
teams.
down.
for me saying like so it can't be Jay Rich again, like you said, I'll probably like I'll put Torres in there because he's been playing an amazing this year, like for his team. He finally got a win, so I would give him Defensive Player of the Year.
Or-
But also like it's tough not to give Lang because Lang. He's a big guy, but he can.
He's having his best
Lang's
defensive
out
year
here.
ever.
Oh,
He has
Lang's
24
out.
diving. We just said diving
Like,
plays
I
don't mean
would
everything.
love to
but
see the
he
switch
has
up.
24 diving plays.
Lang's
this
out
year.
here.
He's always.
That's probably more than he's had in
He'll
his
be
career.
making catches that you wouldn't even imagine that he could get to, like, and he's still catching.
They ain't be getting around the
So-
table, all that. So yeah, Lang's definitely out here.
I'll probably say between JT and Lang.
And Lang.
All right, what about your Opoy? You just heard the offensive stats, so that one you kind of
Yep,
have an idea for.
exactly. Kind of play Jay Rich out there. but you can't win 2, right?
J-Rich is really like
I would love
could win a
Kev.
couple awards this year.
I would love also
MVP.
Kev to be in the talking for that.
For sure.
Kev's nice.
Either
J-Rich is
Kev
nice. Langa.
Or Rocco. Rocco too. Rocco.
You got Roach. Roach is always in the
Exactly.
top of
Umbi,
points per
Roach.
game and points.
I would say
Roach,
in my,
Joe.
like for me, I would say either Kev or Rocco.
Yep.
Kev or Rocco.
Yeah, I like you said Umbi too.
Great
Leads the
players.
league in
Oh,
points
that
per
is
game.
true. I didn't
Leads the
even think
league
of
in
that.
self-point
Yeah.
percentage. Has a ring.
They
So
didn't-
Umbi's got a little
That
resume
is
too
true.
for
He's
that.
in the top
And
right
then
now.
Kev's like top of the league in points
But
per game,
that's
total
where
points
Kev
and
separates
points.
himself from
And
some
then
guys
like
like Umbi.
Joe's right where Umbi is. Rocco's around where
Kev is.
Kev is as well. And then Langa and J-Rich, obviously, they're nasty on offense too. So there's a lot of great
which
players.
one?
So you liked Kev and Rocco for that?
Kev
Yeah,
Rocco.
definitely.
All right. What about your MIP? Who's
Oh,
improved
like
the
you
most?
said, Coop is making that running for
Coop!
Which Coop?
Coop.
Dave Coop?
Yeah,
Dave Coop?
Dave
Dave
Coop.
Coop.
But also
Dave Coop.
can take Reno out because Reno's
Reno's been
playing
balling.
amazing this season, bro. I've
he
played
got
against him a few
so
times.
much. Like,
I don't know if everybody's been having
more
trouble
chemistry.
as much as like me and Kamanda have,
Yeah.
but Reno is like, bro, he's lengthy, bro. He can
Yeah.
catch anything.
No, he's nice. Reno's nice. He
has
plays
improved a lot.
basketball.
I would
you
say
know.
Reno a lot too.
What about there's a lot of guys, there's different types of improvements. I feel like there's guys like Dave Coop who went from like, no offense, like pretty trash to like, whoa, like Dave Coop makes some plays. Like Dave Coop's gonna plunk on my cup. Dave Coop's a
Yeah.
factor. He's gonna be like, he could win. He won the fucking Rising Stars. Like he was
Exactly.
beating good teams in that left and right. But then you have guys like
Umbi.
Umbi even. Like Umbi went from a good player. He peaked at the end of the season with a ring, wins the
Yeah.
playoffs. But if you look at his overall body of work,
Before,
he's
yeah.
way ahead of where he was last season.
That is true.
You look at a guy like Denal. Yeah, Denal went to the playoff finals, and we had a nice
Yep.
finals run. But overall, he's way better. He wasn't
Consistent
an
every
all-star
single
last year.
tourney.
It's like you said.
Now
like,
he's an
it's
all-star.
tough for
Top
me.
fives like every
It's tough for me to
turn.
say because like you guys know so much more like of the stats that I do because you
Yeah.
guys talk about it so much.
No, I like your picks. I like your picks too.
All your
Reno
picks are
and
solid.
David Saul. I'm just shouting out
Yeah,
some
so
other
that's
names.
what from what I've been seeing, like from when I've been there. Those are the people
Reno
that
and
like,
Dave's legit.
Yeah.
I've really been seeing something.
Guys like
Both the Coops too. TC too.
there's even other types of
Exactly.
improvements. There's guys that went from good to shaky to great. I'm talking Ty right there. Ty was a good player, all-star player, but he fell off a little last year. He bounced around many partners, and he didn't find his rhythm, didn't find consistently. This year, he's top 10 in scoring. He's back to he's a great player. He's an all-star finalist.
nice.
Now he's like a top dog in the league. So I feel like that's another type of improvement
That
that
is
there
true.
is from good, maybe not
There's so many
great to bad
perspectives
to
of
great,
different
but
ways you
like
can look at it.
good to okay to great.
Yeah.
So many ways you can look at it, so it's hard.
That's the hardest award to pick because of all those different ways you can
Exactly.
improve. The like Umbi, Denal improved from good to amazing, like great, even great to amazing. Those are two like top 10 players in the UDL skill wise. And then guys like Dave, guys like Reno. Reno used to barely win, and now
Exactly.
Reno's going 2-2, 3-2 every tourney.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
A
gonna
lot
be,
of improvement
that's gonna be
out
an
of a lot of
It's
interesting
gonna
award.
be really tough picking this year. Yo.
It will.
Facts.
And then last award, this one's a layup, Rookie of the Year. So far, it's a layup at least.
Yeah.
Fucking Darling has been running
Oh,
away
yeah.
with that
Yeah.
shit.
See, that's what I've been trying because I was thinking of that too for his
Darling's
improvement,
nice.
but because I didn't know if he really played last year. So,
No, it's a redshirt season if you only
Yeah.
play in one tourney.
okay.
So that's like Rocco's one tourney. He played.
That's what I was
in-
about. Okay, 'cause that's what I was
before.
about to say. Because I was like, I know for a fact he played last year, but nah, definitely.
Yeah, we call that a
He's-
redshirt, so
yeah,
that
he's a
doesn't count
rookie.
towards a
He's
rookie.
running off with
Yeah,
it.
he's going crazy. Shout out Andrew, who's
Bone.
also definitely going to be on the ballot the way he's
Facts.
been playing. Gendry's been a nice
Shout out
up and coming
Gendry.
rookie, so I can
Yep.
see Gendry sneaking on that Rookie of the Year ballot.
Shout out Critty.
Critty, if he comes back again, he had one Final Five appearance already.
Big
If
boys.
Critty comes
we
back,
need the big boys in the league.
yeah, he's a great player. And then
So
all
they
these
can
rookies
move.
that showed up last
Clifford.
turn, you guys like we said, this is a very small rookie class, so you could easily put your name
Easily.
out there within one more tourney, two more tourneys, and you have a couple shots at it. So keep coming back. this is the year to be a rookie in UDL because
it is.
your name is getting like last year we had all-star, all UDL type players that were not even that weren't even on the rookie of the year ballot. So this is your chance this season to be a rook. You make one Final Five appearance, 1, 2, and 2, show that you're a guy, and you might be on that ballot. And then from that point on, your name gets announced at the award show. You're on the big screen with a couple of your highlight plays. So keep coming back, you rooks. Something can happen.
Thanks, bro. It's only up from here. You feel me? So definitely come back and show more of your skills.
But I like those picks. Those are good picks.
Thanks.
Yeah, like I said, but bro, we still have 2 more tourneys.
Still 2 tourneys, and this, like we said, this is the closest award race ever. I think there's in years past by tourney 6, we've had a couple awards that we're like, all right, we're pretty sure it's him. We're not gonna order the plaque yet with his name engraved, but like we're pretty certain it's gonna be him.
The reason why
and it always turns out to be him. This year, it's up in the air.
You know why? The reason why it's so close? Because all of these top dog teams, all these players are all playing at a high level. No one's really breaking away and saying like, oh, I'm like going crazy. Like everyone's doing good. All the teams are sharing championships. It's like the wealth is getting spread around the league right now. So
that's a good point. We've had
it's competitive.
We've only had 1 repeat winner so far this season.
It's
so
very
we've had
competitive.
6 tourneys and 5 different champions.
Yeah,
that's
it's
impressive.
competitive, and it's only gonna go up. So I just feel like, if you haven't won one yet, your time's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, your time's coming, yeah. Bobby, Troy, y'all time's coming, yeah.
We need it, Fab. Let's go. We got to make these playoffs. Let's grab those last spots. Me and you, 7 and 8 seeds.
Shit, I'm telling you.
Let's go. That's the pod. The boys are headed to Cancun this week, so we'll be out of town. You won't see too much activity on the UDL page, but we'll be back next week. Saturday, we got tourney 7. It's going to be one of the biggest tourneys yet. We got a bunch of rookie teams coming in. We're going to repeat that rookie offer that we did for any first-time player. Even if they haven't played this season, but they've played before. That counts as a first-time player this season. So tell them to come, hit up anyone you want to pull up, and tell them this is their shot to make their mark in UDL. Maybe sneak on a Rookie of the Year ballot.
Maybe even get a win.
Maybe even sneak a tourney win.
Get a win and then go in the playoffs.
Really make your mark.
That would be crazy.
But yeah,
yo. Shout out everyone. Thanks.
We'll catch you guys on the next pod.
Yes, sir.
Gang.